Down there is an item of poacher rotated huntsman on ex-Manchester joint soccer celebrity Gary Neville, who now has a top-profile career as a sharp soccer analysis. For the gamer, who was duplicated Scarlet Nevada in his game days for his perceivable part as a dress chamber store attendant, as well as a blossoming and broad-reaching industry imperial power how includes restaurants and hotels, characteristic growth and a offered college, amongst other. The 43-year-old says he at first begun thought on a lifetime following soccer behind in his previous 20s, following a bad trauma violated the career of his Manchester joint boyfriend and fellow Ben Thornley, who was liberated of Old Trafford following fair Niner League games. I implemented later I had to be double qualified, says Neville, who in difference to his ex-crewmate went on to win 8 Prime League titles, and Champions League, FA Cup and League Cup winners' medals. Following at first immersion his toe in the industry planet at the age of 23, while he nested in a boyfriend-style business, he now holds directorships in more than rather than 30 companies how use more than rather than 500 human beings in full. Following my Manchester joint learning in the crew in the night I would go in the office space in the afternoon and job in a various crew, he recalls of how original raid of the dress chamber in the meeting room. The ex-Old Trafford skipper says how he quickly found similar elements among the planet of kind of sports and industry. In both of you include reasoned human beings, and they include to delight which they make, he says. As well, in soccer and industry you include to job the tough you can each solitary date, and do certainly you never offer to. Yet, he says how in industry, in comparison with in soccer, it can occasionally be hard to reach the equal team analyze he found in the top pressure Old Trafford dress chamber, wherever players would immediately recognize liability for mistakes. It can be hard in an office space for human beings to recognize they didn't do really so, or include fall under standards, observes Neville, who was in London for an SME industry occasion organized by Contemplate QuickBooks. Time his boyfriend's style company is yet departure powerful, in his medium 20s Neville excited in the planet of characteristic growth, creature cautious to hold the some lifetime a open secret of scary Manchester joint lug Sir Alex Ferguson. He would include seen it as a diversion, Neville says, recall dastardly in the heavy showers to do and get industry telephone call off of the Scots's inquisitive eyes. Constructively I recognized I had to include a otherwise following learning, but mental I necessary to be fueled. The ex-England world says of the age of 32, before his resignation at 36, he begun to vary attention on 3 areas how might ensure a position playing career, searching out print learning, receiving training badges, and expansion his industry interests. It can be love declining off a precipice and your soccer career, departure of game in front line of 75,000 human beings and later not creature capable to do how any more than, he says. I mind reasonably, how am I departure to fill in the big empty how is departure to go. He says his parents had a powerful job ethical, as did his Old Trafford coaches, that intended he was capable to hit the land fleeing while he excited in his new careers. The ex-England world says how 90% of his present industry interests are manufacturing a income, several are break though, and a few, love Salford Town Soccer Clubhouse, are loser cash. How is the fact although for a soccer clubhouse as it tries to do its way via the leagues, he says. Down there are a pair of flies in the salve in consider to 2 of his some industry ventures. Down there is several regional opposition to his plans to evolve an region of submerged earth in Stretford, more Manchester, in new learning soccer fields to be utilized by Salford Town and his offered college academia. Neville is as well promised to modernize and expand an current team of society buildings neighboring, but down there are several objections, consisting of residents of neighboring resignation lodging. They are nerve on sound and lighting contamination. I am departure to sit downward and include several pie in them, and talk things in 2 weeks period, he says, addition how he believes the draft will a main increase for soccer infrastructure facilities in the region. Meantime, his offered St. Michael's characteristic growth in centre Manchester, close to the town room, has unsuccessful for a other period to win supporting of legacy flesh historical England, in spite creature scale downward recent year of the unique plans. Neville has as well incorporated to halt propagating myself so subtly through so lot business community the year, and portion of his concentrated attitude for 2018 as well includes a collateral not to back to soccer control or training. Meantime, looking at the broad economics and country of the nationality, the stubborn expert of Sky TV is as direct as he is on the productivity of Prime League teams. In high to Brexit, that has affected obvious terror in so lot industry sectors and organizations, he is bull. I am not though planner for it, we include no concept on which is departure to occur, if you are not cautious you can sit down there anxious how the planet is departure too late, he says. As patronage we include to be nimble, and go in change facility. You can fair garden yours bicycle and say we are not departure on. It is not the largest occasion in the planet, we include been via a lot as a nation above the history 150 year, and we will yet be there in 150 year period while down there will yet be business community utilizing human beings.